Okay, well, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be. We are getting started now. It is my very special privilege to introduce our special guest. And just a short bio on her. For those of you, many of you already know her well as a CEO of Neolife International. But for those of you who are guests, let's tell you just a little bit about who she is. Kendra joined Neolife in 2011 as a market research strategist while also building a promoter business. In 2013, she earned the #1 World Team Member Award in North America. And since 2012, Kendra has been responsible for leading the company's international marketing and brand image. In 2016, Kendra became the Chief Executive Officer at Neolife. She has served on the board of directors since December 2015. She has a BSc in Business Administration with a minor in Economics from St. Mary's College of California. And she's a Milken Global Institute Associate. She's a social entrepreneur with a passion for increasing access to quality nutrition, wellness solutions, and an opportunity to make an income and an impact. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to present to you our very own Neolife International CEO, Kendra Brasfield. Kendra, are you there?
I am. Hi, Josh. Thank you so much for the introduction. And good morning to everyone. I'm just so thankful to be able to spend this time with you today. And I can see we have a lot of people from our Neolife family tuning in that I haven't gotten to see for a while. So actually, before we get started, I want to introduce you to my new baby. So come here. Let's see. Since we're all family, this is my new baby, Oakley. And she's 4 months old, and she loves her vitamin E and salmon oil. I think you guys can see her. Yeah. Hi, say hi. Hello. But anyways, I am just so thrilled to be here with you guys. And I travel quite a bit for my role with Neolife since we do business in over 50 countries. And I was actually so nervous when I got Oakley, thinking I'd be gone too much traveling. But it really turned out to be perfect. Home now. And it's also really given me empathy for the parents who are out there just working from home and also raising little ones. I have to say, you're my heroes. And I do realize it's not the same because I can just lock mine in her play area and kind of ignore her. If you do that too, then no judgment though, I understand. But also I want to say a big thank you to all of our frontline workers out there, all of you who are still out there every day just helping us, whether it's in the medical field or farming or delivery, you name it. We're just so thankful for you. And so without a doubt, right now, we're really living in unprecedented times. And it's becoming more important than ever that we're prepared to adapt to everything that's going on for our health, for our safety, for our sanity, as well as our economic circumstances. And depending on where you're from, what you do, who you live with, the COVID-19 situation is really impacting us all in different ways. But the one thing that is universal is the uncertainty that's surrounding us. And so the goal of this webinar is really to explore just relevant and timely information to help you not only survive, but to thrive in these uncertain times. And so we're going to look at 3 main topics. We're going to see how COVID-19 is affecting our economy. It's both today and into the future. We're going to look at what does this mean for those in the gig economy and how do you position yourself to win? And then how do we shift into the future of work? How do we just cultivate a meaningful and purpose-driven life? So let's get started. How is COVID-19 affecting our economy? Well, this crisis is different than the others we've seen in the past because it didn't start as a financial crisis. There was no bubble that bursted. This is a global health crisis. And COVID-19 has really fundamentally challenged our assumptions of how the world works. So, I mean, who would have imagined that a day would come in our lifetimes where we are ordered by the government to stay in our homes, where we can't just go out to dinner with friends or shake hands with someone you just met, or even go to work? And we don't know if this is going to last 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. But the consensus is that if things don't get better soon, then we really haven't seen anything in terms of the negative impact to the economy and jobs. We're already starting to see that businesses are getting separated into categories. You know, those that thrive, those that survive, and then those that disappear. We're going to take a look at a few examples. I'll share my screen with you. Okay, I think everyone can see now. So let's look at an example of a business that's thriving. So in the past 5 days, Walmart has sold enough toilet paper for every American to have their own roll. That's from Walmart's CEO. And this was published a couple of days ago. This is probably pretty upsetting to you if you don't have toilet paper left at your house. I have to admit that I was already prepared. I've been a toilet paper hoarder long before COVID-19 ever happened because of Costco. But in another one, let's see, vitamin sales are up 93% year over year in March. So another example of a thriving business. But for a lot of people, like, this has been a wake-up call. We realize how important it is to prioritize healthy living. And I think that this is a result of that. And there are also, though, at the same time, a lot of businesses that are just surviving or disappearing. So if we look at recently the National Restaurant Association, they're estimating that 3% of restaurants have permanently closed and 70% have already laid off workforce. So this has been a terrible time for restaurants, bars, hotels, pretty much the entire hospitality industry. A few weeks ago, I went to Mexico. I take an annual girls trip with my friends and my mom and some of her friends. And this was just shelter in place in California took place. And it was crazy just to see how things unfolded in the news and how the realization just started to hit about how big this actually was. And over just 3 or 4 days, everything changed. One of the girls on our trip was in sales for a company that puts fitness and training camps on for children. And as soon as she got back to the office, she was forced to lay off 3 people that reported to her. No one's going to send their kid to a camp like that now. And there's so much of this going on right now, so many stories like this with especially non-essential businesses that are struggling. Over the last 3 weeks, 16.8 million Americans have filed for unemployment. It's a big number. And an even bigger number is that the coronavirus could cost 47 million jobs next quarter. And this according to estimates by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. 47 million jobs. And that would translate to an unemployment rate of over 32%, which is well above what we saw in the Great Depression of 24, 25%. And I think all of this is why we just saw the largest relief package in the history of the United States get passed with the CARES stimulus package. And to be honest, there's a lot of talk between economists and people at business heads. They're wondering, where is this money going to come from? We don't really know yet. It could come from the places that our taxes go to, making our roads. It could come from teacher salaries. They're paid primarily through our taxes in public schools. There's a lot of uncertainty around that. And I want to show you a graph that a friend of mine who runs a hedge fund, he recently sent out a quarterly report, and he was showing what's actually happened to our market, our stock market, since the COVID-19 crisis. And here's the graph. It shows market crashes from peak to trough looking at the S&P 500, and you can see in blue how much more severe this has been. And just one more on this, the IMF also projects the worst outlook since the Great Depression. Now, I can't tell you how much I hope that these projections are all just a huge exaggeration. But if it's not, then what can we do to prepare ourselves and our loved ones? And like, what about the 150 million people that are participating in the gig economy? Over the last few years, we've seen just this massive cultural shift take place where more and more people have realized that the typical 9-to-5 job, it's not giving them the economic freedom they once hoped for, and between like 20 and 30% of people in North America and Western Europe have decided to become independent contract or gig workers. And they've said, you know, I want freedom. I want freedom to decide where I work, how I work, who I work with, whether it's part-time or full-time. And gig workers, this gig opportunities, it's things like a popular one is rideshare gigs like Uber or Lyft. We know those aren't doing too well right now, but there's also freelance gigs like writers, designers, or service gigs, cleaning or carpentry, things like that. 150 million people though, that's big. That also includes our Neo Life promoters. And so what does this all mean for people in the gig economy? And will you be left behind? The answer is it really depends, right? With gig opportunities, there's really such a catch that I believe there's such a catch with so many of them because smart entrepreneurs and gig seekers, they're quickly realizing that a lot of these popular gig employment opportunities, say like a rideshare gig, they're missing a key element of an ideal business that really cannot be ignored. Do you know what that key element is? It's residual income. And if we look at what do Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos and Oprah Winfrey and Bill Gates all have in common, besides the fact that they've amassed incredible billion-dollar fortunes, they all understand that the power of leverage through residual income. They understand that the way to build wealth is money, but making wise investments of time and money that are going to generate income well after the work is done. So that doesn't mean you stop working altogether, that if anybody pitches that to you, that you can work now and then retire and be rich for your life, that's fake. It doesn't exist typically, but if it does mean that you have the freedom to sometimes take a step back from the day-to-day, and your business is going to continue to go on. And that's residual income. I think COVID-19 has really highlighted the importance of this because look at all the Uber drivers who are doing great. They're giving tons of rides. And now what? Like, are they seeing the fruits of their labor pay off now for them or even into the future? Not a chance. None of the work that they did then matters now because if they're not driving today, they're not making money today. So the question becomes, like, how do we create residual income? And I think it's pretty simple. It requires choosing a business or a gig opportunity that have some key attributes. So I want to take a look at those right now. So how do we create that residual income? Well, first, we need to offer a quality product or service that is essential and people will continue to purchase it month after month and year after year in a growing market segment. And it has to be a product that works. Number two, it should be a proven business model that enables you to grow and leverage the work of other people who join you. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Right now, that's so important because as we're seeing these jobs just disappear, I think it is up to the essential businesses to step in and try to create more jobs and fill that gap. And gig opportunity is a great way to do that and open that opportunity up to the people around you. And number three, an added bonus, if people work with you as business partners and not for you as employees. we're seeing again during this time that's so important when, you know, at the end of the month, if you have a bunch of employees, you need to pay those employees. If you have a gig opportunity, it's based on the work that you put in, and you're not on the hook for all these huge salaries. And number 4, an even bigger bonus, if you're able to make a positive impact, a true positive impact on the lives and well-being of your customers and business partners. And number 5, like, it should be fun. It should be something you can enjoy, not just as a job, but as a career and as a passion. I'm gonna turn off my slides for a moment and just talk to you guys. Like, I think the numbers are so important to look at, but at the end of the day, we're not numbers, we're people. And this really is a crisis that is affecting everybody in so many different ways. By the grace of God, like, everything that we've been doing as a company with Neolife has just perfectly positioned us for this very moment. And if we can look at the facts, I mean, dietary supplementation, even before COVID-19, just reached an all-time high. The 2019 CRN, Council for Responsible Nutrition Consumer Survey, they showed that 77% of Americans are reporting they consume dietary supplements. So that's adults between the ages of 35 and 54 that had the highest usage at 81%. And we know that huge demand equals huge business opportunity. If there's no demand, there is no need for your business, and you're not going to have success. That's the number one reason that business startups fail, is that there's a lack of need for their product or service. But consumers now more than ever are searching for products that are both safe and effective, and that can give them the nutrients that they need to have an optimal functioning immune system. And Neolife is such a great solution to give them those whole food nutrition products. Now, we don't cure anything, we don't treat coronavirus, we don't prevent it, but what we do is give you the tools to build your natural defenses up so that you can be your healthiest best. My dad, actually, the founder of the company, he went to an event also a few weeks ago before reality came into play, and he went to Las Vegas for this special gathering that they have every year with some top business leaders, and the ex-Surgeon General of the US was there and speaking, and he said, you know, what they're trying to do with vaccines, what all these companies and governments and researchers are trying to create with a vaccine for COVID-19 is really just mimicking what the human body already does. It's trying to have that same reaction of what our immune system does when we're exposed to an assault like that. He said the best thing that you can do during this time is just to take care of your overall health and immune system. And our bodies are miraculous. And that doesn't mean that taking vitamins or supplements is going to like prevent anything, though. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. And it's some other things besides nutrition that we're a part of. If you look at the skincare industry, it's booming and fueled by informed consumers. So natural skincare up 23%. Nearly half of women reported that they're looking for natural or organic products. And that's what we offer with Nutrients Organic. We're perfectly positioned with superior science-based, clean, organic skincare. And another one that's recently come up, I don't know if you've seen the reports out there, but I saw a recent study from Euromonitor, and they're talking about the increased demand for hand dishwashing products, interestingly enough. And I didn't really make the connection until I saw John Miller from our scientific advisory board, his post about this on Facebook, where if you look at the structure of the COVID-19 virus, it's held together by this lipid membrane. And so naturally, products like dish soap or things that break down lipids, fats, and cut grease, they're naturally going to break down the virus. And the alcohol and hand sanitizer work similarly. And we're also in the business of providing earth-friendly, safe home care products. And so when we're looking at where should we be in a gig opportunity, we need to position ourselves so that we are essential, so that we have products like this, that we can make a difference in people's lives, that we can offer value. And so how do we shift into this future of work? How do we cultivate meaningful and purpose-driven lives? Well, first of all, the shift, it needs to involve some kind of an opportunity where you can work from home, where you can make extra money from the safety of our home. And actually the other day I Googled, I typed in the Google search, how to MA, and every search result was how to make money at home, how to make money during COVID-19. Everybody's looking for this kind of an opportunity. And for around $100, you can start your own Neolife promoter business. I know so many of you on this call have already done that, but this is for new people. You literally, when you start your Neolife promoter business, you instantly launch an e-commerce site with products that people are searching for, whether it's health or an opportunity to make money from home. And I can tell you on the company side, we are in a perfect position. We're ramping up production. It hasn't been easy. There's supply chain difficulties all over the place. I know we've had several times where we've stocked out of certain products like a vitamin C, but we're ramping up production. We're continuing to innovate and invest in technology. We're getting products that are in high demand back in stock, and our business partners are thriving. We have literally promoters around the world, hundreds, thousands upon thousands of promoters who are having record-breaking months in their Neolife businesses. And so I want to ask you, how are you going to treat the next few weeks? I think that is the question we all need to be asking ourselves, because that will change everything. How are you going to treat the next few weeks? This is a unique time in the history of our nation, of our world, where literally every single person on this planet is talking about health, and it's on their minds all the time. I haven't had a single conversation in the last 2 weeks where people haven't brought up either COVID-19 or how are they staying healthy. And so how do we unpack all of this? How do we apply it to our lives and our businesses? Well, this is the perfect time to connect with people, to reach out to people. We have people from all different backgrounds who have partnered with us, all different industries, who have decided that they want to be a part of this because they see the opportunity to make a difference. Now, I think we could see this if we're in the right opportunity, if we're in the right gig. I truly believe that this is one of the single biggest wealth creation opportunities that have existed for our generation. Every time we see something like this, like a crisis happen, there are people who are innovative and who just not take advantage in a bad way, but take advantage in a way that helps people and are able to benefit from this. And we can do it not just for ourselves, but for the people around us, for the people we know. Now, from all different backgrounds, one that comes to mind are moms. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but if you're already homeschooling, you're probably more prepared. But I know for so many moms and parents who had their kids in school, this isn't easy. And I've spoken to some moms who have kindergartners, and they've just given up on the online curriculum that's coming out, and they're getting their kids, they said their kids just won't focus. So my kid is just not someone who can sit at the computer and focus with whatever they're trying to do. And they've transitioned to a more tactile and real life experience. And so what better real world, real life experiences there than to learn how to start and run your own business. And this just comes to mind because we have so many multi-generational neo-life businesses around the world. And I think it's so cool that we have the opportunity while we're all at home to involve kids and make it fun and make it a learning experience and start a business together as a family. And now don't get me wrong, I'm not recommending child labor. I am saying though that maybe for a couple hours each day, like even just when you're making phone calls to reach out. I know Josh has a cool program with wellness checks that you can make the call. Maybe their job's to take notes or write down the order. Or how cute is it if they say, hi, I'm just calling to make sure you're staying healthy. There are so many ways to make this fun. And at the same time, you're making income and most importantly, an impact, an income and an impact. Another group of people that come to mind are service industry and hospitality workers. I mean, think about all the people that their like specialty is service. That is, they have great personalities to reach out to others and serve others, and they would be perfect for this business. Now is the time when they are sometimes stuck at home without being able to do their jobs. Now is the time to reach out to them when in the past they would have been too busy, or they could have been too busy to take a serious look at what we're doing. And this is a business that it's so simple. There are fundamentals that we have in place. We have systems and strategies in place so that anybody who gets plugged in can thrive in this business. And not everybody is going to thrive. This isn't a promise of get rich quick, but we have the right tools necessary so that it gives you the best possible chance. And it's also, though, not like a monkey see, monkey do kind of business. It's a business that thrives on creativity, on individual, just creativity, personality, everything that you've been through, that you are, when you bring that to the table with your neo-life business, it's going to help you succeed. All those experiences, there's going to be people that like no one else would have been able to reach, that you can reach, that you can make a difference in their lives, that is just going to help make. And I want to challenge you that everybody who's in this business or who's made a decision to be in this new life business, make it a goal to just connect with people, to reach out to at least 2 people every day. I know something that I have to get over myself is just that feeling that I'm bothering someone. But like right now, more than any other time, like you're not bothering them because we're just stuck at home. Like a lot of people have nothing to do. We might be incredibly busy, busier than ever before, but they're a lot of times stuck at home with nothing to do or just with their kids. And now's the time to reach out. I know yesterday I did that. Have you seen the app House Party? I just got it and have tried it, where you can like draw, and it's kind of a game where you can interact with your friends. And I did that with someone yesterday. And I was like, hey, by the way, I just wanted to bring up that like if you have any questions about how you can be looking after your health or supplements, like let me know, I'm here for you. And that was a open key to open the door. She was like, you know what? I've been meaning to ask you about that. I just haven't brought it up. So a lot of times it's on people's minds. And Josh and Caesar and the team are also coming out with great scripts that are focused on reaching out to people, so we know exactly what to do, where you can tell them that you're focused on your home-based business, and you know, if they're interested in making extra money from home, or are they interested in looking after their health and learning more about supplements. We have some great blog articles from our scientific advisory board members that you can share. But more than anything else, I believe that we have just an incredible opportunity and responsibility to shape history through the actions that we take over these next few weeks. Our families and friends and ourselves, we need to realize that as this COVID-19 tragedy passes, Now is not the time to become complacent. It's not the time to sit at home and twiddle our thumbs. Now is the time to prepare ourselves for what's coming, for the unexpected. Maybe this is going to go away tomorrow, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be another unexpected assault. There's not going to be another second wave, or there's not going to be another problem with our health or our economy. We can choose to see this as the biggest wealth creation opportunity of our generation, and as the biggest opportunity to end the trend of poor health and poverty. We're perfectly positioned. And we're not a profit maximizing business. We're a purpose maximizing business. There are so many people who need what we have to offer, who are just so talented and just starving for something that is going to allow them to get out of this ahead and to win. And I have to mention too that some of us are in households where we have a lot of people around us, or maybe we have a puppy or a friend that's living with us, and it feels like we're not lonely, and maybe we want some private space. But there's also a lot of people out there who are just lonely, who need community and who need hope. There was a study done last year, I think, or 2 years ago by Harvard Business Review, and it showed that loneliness has an impact on our health, a negative impact on our health that's equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's how bad it is for us. With what we're doing here, we can help people get out of that space of loneliness. We can offer that hope to them, and we can love them with our community. So I believe that we are going to come out of this stronger. Everything that's happening today is going to force us to be better as individuals, as businesses, to focus more than ever on just offering true value to others, to be more patient, more kind, more loving. It's going to force us to just appreciate all of those things we've taken for granted: our relationships, our health, our freedom. And I have to say, there's never been a more exciting time to be doing what we're doing. I want to say that the need for our products has never been greater. And thank you so much to all of you who are a part of this, who are making a difference out there. Our big force and in the trend of health. And thank you so much for being a part of the Neo Life family. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Love you guys. Can't wait to see what's going to come. I know we're in this together. We're going to get through it. And I believe that we're going to really win in the midst of everything that's happening. As a company, we want to partner with you. We want to offer value. On Monday, I'm also going to be joining Josh on the leadership call, where we're going to talk more about the tools that we have in place that's going to help you to reach out to people, to thrive in your Neo Life businesses, and really just explore more of the things that we've been talking about, and strategies behind exactly what are the steps you can take. What are the steps you can take over the next few weeks that can explode what you're doing in your business. And we're also going to be learning from a lot of the leaders out there. There's so many leaders that we can just gain experience from, who are out there doing it, who are seeing the results. But thank you so much for being a part of this. There's never been a better time to be doing what we're doing. By the grace of God, we have this opportunity. We have so many blessings ahead of us. And thank you all. I'm going to turn it back over to Josh. God bless you guys. Love you.
All right. Thank you so much, Kendra. Thank you so much, Neo Life family, for coming out and joining us today. I just want to invite everyone, all of you who are guests who came out and maybe heard from us for the first time, heard from our CEO, please get back with the person who invited you. I know they'd be happy to answer any questions you have and help you join our Neo Life family as we together link arms to go out there and make this world a healthier and happier place. By the way, there was a lot of questions in the chat box about the recording. yes, we'll be making that recording accessible and sharing with you across multiple channels. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be posting it to the Neo-Life page, Facebook page, and on other channels as well. So thank you so much. Go out there and have a super, ultra awesome, fantastic day. Stay safe, guys, and thanks for your impact. Bye-bye. This concludes our program.